Building a branded and trustworthy Shopify store is one of the reasons that I've been able to make over 100,000 orders and generate over $13.5 million with Shopify dropshipping in the past 4 years. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to create a great brand logo for your store and also come up with a brand name to use so that when it's time to launch, people that land on your site trust you and will buy from you, even if you're a complete beginner with dropshipping. So I'm here inside of ChatGPT. We're going to use this to generate some different name ideas for the brand. This is how we're going to word it. Give me 10 name ideas for my brand that sells, and then you insert what product you're selling, use the keywords for that product. Nothing that's branded or fancy, you just use the actual keywords of what it is. So for us, it's a shower head that purifies water. The names should be 2 words joined together like cloud comfort. I like this type of brand name because you can have a benefit and then you can have the niche and you can group it into one brand name. So customers can easily understand what you do and the value that you provide to them. So I'm going to go ahead and click enter. Let's see what options we get. Having a look at the options that it's given me here, one word that I like being used is the word pure. People associate the word pure with being good for you, and so I think that's a really good start to the brand name. I'm just not set on any of these other endings. Shower would be good. So if we had pure shower or something like that, that could work. But what I want to do with this hybrid store, and this is what I recommend you do as well, is you don't go too specific with your brand name. So if we were just going to sell the shower head, we were just going to do that and never do anything else, not have complementaries, just be a one product store like I talked about before, then it might make sense to go for something like pure shower. You know, it's very specific on the shower angle. So when someone lands on your store, it's very clear to them what your brand is all about. But because we're building a hybrid store and we want to make sure that if our first product doesn't work for whatever reason, we can launch another related product in a similar niche on this store straight away without having to adjust branding and all that kind of stuff. That's why it's important that we don't go that specific. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to generate some more ideas that start with the word pure. Generate 10 more ideas with the first word being pure. Great, we've got a few different examples here, and just keep repeating this process until you generate some ideas that you like the sound of. And these might inspire you, and then you think of some other names that you might want to use instead. Just having a look at these examples, I've found out that I want to use the word pure at the start of the brand name, and then to keep it really simple and to keep it very solid for our hybrid store, I think I'm going to go with the name Pure Water. I think that right there is very self-explanatory. People understand what the products are about, and it also isn't too specific. So that means we could launch other primary products in the future if that one doesn't perform as well, or we just want to diversify what products are generating sales for us. So I like the term Pure Water. I have seen some brands purposefully misspell words, and you might have seen this too. What I think might be good in this example is I like the word purer, like it is more pure than it was before, but I don't want to write purer water. It's a bit of a mouthful. So I think we could make it simpler and just go purer water, but purer is spelled P-U-R-A. Pure Water. I think that's definitely going to be a good brand name for this store. Gives us a lot of flexibility down the track if this product doesn't do what we need it to do, or it works really well but we want to launch other ones too, then we're not really, I guess, pigeonholed into just selling the shower head. We do have a bit of flexibility. Here on GoDaddy, you just want to type in the brand name that you do want to use. I've gone ahead and purchased purewater.com.au already because I wanted to make sure that we got it and no one else used it. And so you see here that that's why it says it's taken, because I've already bought it. But you could have a look at all of the examples in here. Again, make sure you're using one that either is .com if you're not in Australia or .com.au if you are in Australia. You can use a .co domain, those are fine, but I wouldn't use .net or anything like that. Just stick with those main 3. So here we go, purewater.co. So let's say purewater.com.au was actually taken. I could definitely go for this one. I do like how that domain name is a little bit shorter as well, so might consider using that. Another thing you can do to increase the likelihood that you can find a domain is add a hyphen in it. So add a dash. So purewater.com.au. So let's say pure water like this was taken and I hadn't got it, then we could go for pure-water.com.au instead. That's a suitable alternative that we could do. So once you've decided on a brand name, make sure you check GoDaddy to make sure it is available. And if it is, go ahead and purchase it. It's going to ask you to fill out some details about the business and those things. But because you've registered your business earlier, you're going to be able to input that information. All you need to do is buy the 1 year subscription for the domain. So this will generally cost you between $8 to $12. You'll see in these examples here, if we went with purewater.co, it would be $18.77 for the first year. And we can find other examples in here as well. pure-water.com.au was 1 cent for the first year only when you buy it for 3 years. So typically they're going to be around that $12 to $15 mark for the domain. So when you found the domain that you like and that suits your brand name, go ahead and purchase it so that part is sorted. Now we need a Google Workspace account. This is going to allow you to have that branded email address that you'll use for everything to do with your customer first brand moving forward. So it's going to ask us for some details. We're going to put in the brand name, number of employees, just click just you, and then select the correct region, then click next. Contact info, we're just going to put in these details. Then we'll get to this screen. Does your business have a domain? And we'll say, yes, I have one I can use, and you want to enter it in here. So I'm going to put in purewater.com.au. That's the domain that we got for our customer first brand. Hit next. It's going to ask us to confirm, and we'll say next. Then it's going to ask us for a username. And the username that I like to use for any brand is just putting hi. So don't use your name, don't use support, don't use hello. Hi is a lot more casual. And so we're going to go ahead and use that. So the email address that will be the support email address, and the one we'll use for the brand moving forward is hi@purewater.com.au. Then go ahead and set a password, leave these unchecked, click I'm not a robot, and then agree and continue. If Google Workspace looks a bit different when you're setting things up, don't worry. All these platforms update the things every now and then. So just follow the same process and import all the information they need. Then it's going to ask us to sign in. So we're going to put in the same details that we just signed up with. Put in our password. It's going to ask us to verify our identity. So I'm just going to do that now. Then it's going to welcome us to the new account. So it's just going to have a bunch of T's and C's here. Click I understand. Now it's going to take us to the checkout. And so the plan that you need to use is the business starter plan. So if you've followed the steps exactly like I've said in this video, then it will recommend this for you. And so this is the one we need to use. We don't need anything more advanced than that. And we're going to click try free for 14 days. After that, it's going to be $10 a month for us to have this branded email address and a few other things that this subscription includes. Then once you've done that, you'll come to this screen where you need to put in your business details, postal address, those things. So use the one that you registered for your business, even if that is your home address. This won't be publicly visible anywhere. Then it's going to ask you for your card details for when the free trial ends. So for that, make sure you enter your business card, transfer some money from your personal account onto your business account to cover some of these initial startup expenses. So then everything is going through your business card. If you haven't got it yet, then you can just pay for it with your personal one. If it tries to upsell you anything extra, say skip for now, we don't need it. And then it's going to welcome us to the admin console. So this is where we're going to do the rest of the setup. Click next. So it's going to ask us to activate Gmail, and that's definitely what we need to do. So make sure you do this now. We're going to click on activate. It's going to recognize that we bought this domain on GoDaddy, and so it's going to give us this option to sign in to activate. Click on that. Once you've signed in to GoDaddy, it's going to ask you to authorize the connection. And so go ahead and click connect. Then it'll take us back to Google Admin Console and finish the rest of the setup. What it's doing right now is actually creating your brand Gmail account that you can start using. Once it's all done, it's going to take us to this screen, and there's going to be a little blue tick saying Gmail is activated. We don't need to create any new users, so just hit or skip for now. Now your Google Workspace account is all set up, and you can log into Gmail using the details you just used to sign up and register. The next step is to create your brand logo. What I've done is I've recreated the logos from a bunch of popular e-commerce stores using free Canva fonts. So most of these were made using either custom fonts or paid fonts, and I don't want you to have to spend money when you don't need to. So I've recreated them using some free fonts. Now, they're not identical to their logos, but they're very close. So then you can look through these, find the styling that you like for your store and your brand, and then put in your brand name here to create your logo. What you'll notice with these is that there is nothing fancy. There are no symbols, there are no pictures, there are no big icons. All of them are very simple, just with text and the brand name. That's it. So having a look through these for Pura Water, I'm probably looking for a logo that has rounded edges. I want it to feel soft. I want it to feel welcoming. I don't want it to be this bold, direct brand name, because that suits adventure brands, outdoor brands, home improvement brands, but not so much for the niche that we're in. So having a look through these, I'm also going to put the two words together. There's Pilot here. I like the styling of this font. So what you can do is you actually just go in and put your brand name in and see what it looks like. And on second thoughts, that doesn't look very good. So I'm not going to use that one. But you can experiment and try them all out. I'm thinking with the brand name, we're going to go and put them together, the two words, Pura Water, and capitalize the W. So it's like two separate words joined together. So after experimenting in Canva for a little while, playing around with some different fonts, I've got these options here. And I think the one I'm most drawn to is this one here. So what I was looking for was more of a rounded font style. I started with something that looked a bit like this. This was great. I think it's simple, it's bold, it's to the point, but I wanted something that had a bit more flair to it. And so what I did was I went into the font selector and I went through these options that they have, and I was looking for a rounded font, and I found this one called Banbury. I think this is the one that we're going to go ahead and use for the store. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. And as you know, there's plenty more things that go into creating a winning dropshipping store. And I've actually made a free 6.5-hour YouTube video, course video, that walks you through everything step by step from start to finish. So I'll leave that up on the screen now. Go and watch that. It'll walk you through everything.